Right. Hey, everybody. Hey, it's Johnny. Hey, okay, guys. I'm doing this video, guys, to show you just something remarkable that's happened, and I want to share it with you guys. Okay, guys, this is for all you people that are like normal subscribers that visit my channel. You guys, I know you've seen some pretty wild stuff, and something really neat, something unbelievable has happened, and I want to share with you. And I just want to share with you what happened to me and what Chris saw and the way it happened, so you guys can, just kind of make your own determination about it. But to me, it's the most mind-blowing thing in the world. I want to share some stuff with you real quick. Y'all have seen this sculpture right here? Okay, that sculpture is I carved it out of a beam of wood, and there was a knot in the wood on this side of the face. Okay, well, I had to carve through about this much wood just to get to the face, and so it made half the face black, and then half the face white. And so this matches identically the hieroglyph. Look, there's even a crucifixion in the middle. There's the head and the arms going up, and so the legs coming down. So this is a piece of art I made before I got saved. Well, this piece of art, even the hands right here, see the hands turn into a serpent's head right here, and it also, the whole thing turns into a serpent eating her. And then as you come over here, look at this, as you come down here, this hand turns into a serpent also. Okay, so, hey Chris, you know what, could you go way against that wall? I want to show them something. Now look, if you look from far away and you look at this half of the face and you follow it up, you see the horn? You see how it makes half the face and you let this part be the horn? You see it? So half the face is the devil, and there's a teardrop coming out of the eye that was carved, and look, it looks like the tears are dripping down on the shoulders. Okay, well, the reason I'm so excited about this is because, guys, the Lord just showed me all the artwork I was doing before I got saved was prophetic. Wait till you see what's going to happen. This is so encouraging what He just showed me. Okay, so now, for anyone that's seen my ministry, you know that I keep bearing witness to this seed of the serpent, seed of the woman, sheep, goat, wheat, weeds. And so even the piece of artwork I did before I got saved is exactly the same as the hieroglyph of Akhenaten and Nefertiti. It's the same. Let's see, Chris, let me see if I can do this real quick. Now I'm so excited. You guys got to see this. It's going to blow your mind. So check it out. When I pick up this layer right here, look right here. See, here's the sheep that's upside down. There's the sheep's eye, and there's the sheep's nose, and there's the tongue. There's the sheep's ear. And so when I drop this layer, it's half the face of the devil, so it becomes half devil, half sheep. Of course, we know it's upside down because Isaiah said, those who try and hide their plans turn everything upside down. And if you need to see a better image of this, go to my the series I just did, Kingdom Divided. Okay, so here's the point of this. Here's the point of this video. You're gonna freak out. Okay, I want to show you some other artwork I did. This bar is a piece that I did, but I was doing a lot of these, and I want to show these to you with some of the overhead lights off. And Chris, if you go over there, you'll get more of the lights on it. Check this out. I'm going to turn the lights off, and I want you guys to look at this thing, and I want you to look at what it is. It's all these spirals. You see the concentric circles? It's one after another. And they're these concentric circles. Well, what does that have to do with? I'm going to show you in just a second. Chris, now let's let them see this piece over here. Sorry, guys. Now, I want y'all to look at this, and this should be obvious. Chris, I don't know from where you're standing. My thing's going to be different. But it's an image of Christ crucified. Here's His head, here's His arms going up, and here's His chest and His legs, His waist and His legs, His knees and His legs going down. Now, I'm just going to move the lights around, and I'm going to show you how this changes as I move the lights. And so how the image changes and how it gets very deep. And the whole thing changes. Well, this is how the Lord was drawing me in when He was calling me. Okay, this is what I'm getting to right now. The Lord just showed me something absolutely amazing about the artwork I was doing before I got saved. It's all prophetic. The statue is identical to the hieroglyph of Akhenaten and Nefertiti. It's identical. Okay, well, I was wondering, why am I doing all these metal sculptures? What's the deal? And you know, there's Christ, and the shape of the thing is like a coffin. This used to be my parachute rack. I'd had bars coming out that had a cross, and I hung my parachutes on both sides. But look, it's even got my logo, and it's an upside down pyramid. Okay, everybody knows that I told you, the Lord told me the pyramid's your enemy. So here's the upside down pyramid, and I had this bat underneath it. But it's in the shape of a coffin, see it? Okay, so, you know, Christ overcame death for all of us, and we're no longer, you know, we're alive in Christ. But here's the big news, guys. You know the all-seeing eye right up here? That's the kid's eye. Watch this. The all-seeing eye right here? That's the all-seeing eye. That's the eye of the kid that the alien's holding. Now watch this as I drop it down. Everyone that's seen my stuff knows that this is the eye of the devil, and that's the devil's other eye. Eye. Here's his nose. Here's his top lip, middle line between the lip, bottom lip. And here's his big chin down here. His cheek. And his other eye of the devil is the eye of the kid that's underneath that the alien's holding, which is the eye of the sheep that's dead. There's the eye. Here's the sheep's nostrils. There's the sheep's tongue sticking out. And so, you know, this is all some just fascinating stuff. But watch what he just showed me. Come on, we're going to go to the other room. Just follow me. Come on. All right. We're going to go this way. And I'm just going to back up and come check this out. Guys, I'm so excited to show you this. This is wild. Okay, now check it out. I'm going to turn off this light. I want you to look at this piece of artwork here, guys. What this is it's a spiral. It's a vortex. And look, here's this metal planet. See, this is like a planet, and watch. It goes right here, and the planet is coming through this vortex. You see it? You see all the circles, and I have light shining from behind it to make like a vortex. I even did other ones down here at the bottom, and another one over here. And this was the main theme of it. Well, guys, we know there's been those spirals in the sky in Norway, in different parts of the world. And you know, it also had a lot of themes about females, you know, because I told you before I got saved, there's a lot of fornicating, and these are women, you know, there's her head, her breast, her body. You know, this is a female from behind. But anyway, so here's what's amazing. All this artwork has this signature that you're going to get to see right now that is mind-blowing. Okay, so here's this metal planet coming through a vortex. Okay, I'm going to flip on the light. Chris, check this out. And now you guys can have an up-close look at it. Hey, Chris, come over here for a sec. I want to show everybody so everybody knows. See, that's me right there. Back before I got saved, y'all can tell I look a little different. And I'm sitting here on this table that's made out of marbles, and it's got 4 different skulls. See the white skull right there? It's got 4 different colored skulls, and I called the table the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. That's what I named this table. It's got a cross and 4 different colored skulls. Well, you see all my artwork right here? It's all lit up. It was an experiment of lighting. And so my whole thing was, from my sunglass company, come out of the darkness and into the light, you know, because vampire sunglasses. Check it out. Can you see that, Chris? Mm-hmm. See the V with fangs? Vampires. Because if you're a vampire, you live in darkness, and you need to come out of the darkness and into the light and buy our sunglasses because they're that good. You know, that was the whole ad campaign. Okay, well, let's go, guys. I got something awesome to show you. Okay, I'm ready for you whenever you're ready, Chris. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's go ahead and let's have a look at this. Okay, Chris is going to drop that on the tripod, so we're going to be a little shaky for just a second. There we go. There we go. All right. So, guys, check this out. This is just, in my opinion, this is another miracle, and I just want to share you what happened to me. You know, I just want to share this with you, because it's amazing. So one of my subscribers sent me an email saying, I don't think the all-seeing eye is an eye. I think it's a planet. Well, I get so many emails. I looked at it real briefly, and I kind of dismissed it. But then I got up in the morning and I started watching the part 7 of the series I just did. That's going to be on the DVD, and look what came across. Look what came across the screen, and I went, wait a minute. Hang on, 10 minutes and 48 seconds. There we go. Here we go. Play. Let me see. Here we go. Let me enlarge this. Watch this. Okay, I'm showing that when you make a pentagram, when you outline one of the bills, you know, of the U.S. currency, you outline it and you connect the vertices. It's a Mindy's goat, you know. Here the horns are, there the ears are, and there's the, you know, the goatee and the goat's face is in the middle. This is the Church of Satan right here. Okay, so watch this. So, here we go. Watch. There we go. Look at, don't look at the elliptical. Look at the globe. That's not an eye. It's a planet. And it's coming through this vortex. Look, there's a circle, 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 circle. These are circles. See it? You see all the circles and you see the planet? Look at it. It's not an eye. Where is the pupil? Look at the coloring. This was done deliberately. Now look at this.
That's on the $1 bill.
That's on the $1 bill. That's the all-seeing eye on the $1 bill. Now look at this. Come over here, guys. I was praying, guys, and I said, Lord, I freaked out. I was like, oh my gosh, that's a planet coming through a vortex. Well, just that, it's the same as my artwork. And I said, Lord, that's impossible. I said, Father, is this a planet coming through, or is it one of these metal planets that's in front of the Vatican, and all over the world there's these weird metal spheres that are all around the world, so they're like metal planets. And I said, Father, you know, what is this thing on the all-seeing eye? Is it a planet, or is it a metal thing? Guys, I'm not kidding. Chris, stay here. I'm going to grab this book. I got to show them this. You guys are going to freak. Okay, just keep it rolling, baby. Look at this. So anyway, I said, Lord, I said, you know what? You've answered me so directly so many times. I said, Lord, if this is a planet or some kind of metal sphere coming through, could you show that to me? And I opened it up, and look at this. I opened this book up. Yeah, this can be hard to show, Chris. And I opened it up, and it says metallurgical right here. Metallurgical engineering. And so check this out. So I said, that is so weird. It says metallurgical engineering. And I said, can you elaborate on that? And I just grabbed one page and flipped it, and look what it said. It said cybernetics, robotics, artificial intelligence. Guys, how could you open up this book and say, God, what is that thing? Is that a planet? So is the all-seeing eye, is it a planet? And here's what the answer is. It's a calling card of who they are. It's their calling card. That's why it shows that they bred with the human race. It's the all-seeing eye. Guys, do you see how impossible this is? Okay, so Chris was here, and I was praying about this in front of Chris. Chris will give me a witness. And I said, Lord, you know, just something's going on. I mean, what's the deal? What's going to happen? And I just said, can you give me a word? And I'm not kidding. I flipped open that same book, and it said, stupefy, right?
Yes.
It said stupefy, and I go, wow, that's weird. And I go, so something's going to happen that's going to stupefy us. And I went, that's weird. I grabbed a stack of pages, and I went, wow, that's weird. So, like, you want to elaborate? I flipped the pages. I flipped this many pages. Guys, and okay, yeah, I don't want to hear about, oh, that's divination. Dude, I'm talking to Yahweh God. My name is Yahweh has given a bell ringer. So I said, Lord, can you, like, show me what this is? And I flipped all these pages, and it said, what was it? Horrify. It said horrified. I mean, I was like, whoa! And check it out. I'll let Chris tell you what the next word was. Tell him.
Well, after you got stupefy and horrify, you're like, all right, can you give me one more word? And I'm a witness. I overheard Johnny say all of this. And he goes, oh my gosh, Chris, you're not going to believe it. I wish you could show, because what's really amazing is the way it was seen in the thesaurus.
Yeah,
I wish there was,
we'll never be able to.
I know, I don't want to, but I want to at least sort of demonstrate how it was, because it was amazing. So he's flipping through, and he got stupefy, and he got horrify, and then, well, you can...
Yeah, check it out. It's like this. I'm sitting there and I go, wow, it says stupefy.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wow, Lord, that's where, and I go like, and I go, boom, wow, it says horrify.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, well, what's the deal? You know, I was like,
the deal?
I was like, what's the deal? What's going to stupefy? And then I flip it and it says...
It said event. But what was cool is the way it was said event is when you open it, it wasn't on the page, it was dog-eared, and right in the corner, if you can see my finger.
Right.
I gotta move the camera. It would be in the corner, the top right corner, like it was dog-eared. Like right now, there's nothing there, like right there you don't see, but when it was dog-eared even smaller than that, it was like that. And the word, all you could see through that was the word event.
So it was horrify, stupefy, horrify, and then it said event.
Yeah.
Now check this out. This is so crazy, guys.
Yeah.
I'm just sharing. Listen to me. For all you freaking haters, I don't care. I'm sharing this with the people that like to be blown away. Guys, I mean, I said, Lord, what is this, a planet? Or is it like this metal thing that's in front of the Vatican? Metallurgical engineering. I'm like, what? Yeah. I was like, that's really weird. And then I go, well, can you elaborate on that? Cybernetic artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? And so then Chris witnesses this, this was at a different time. I said, well, Lord, what's the deal? And it said stupefy, and then it said horrify, and then it said event, happening, occurrence, like the grand event. Now, check this out. I'm talking to Zeph Daniels. Awesome guy, love Zeph. Zeph and I are doing a show. I mentioned to this Zeph, he goes, well, did you ever see the event? Chris, show him what's up.
Yeah, the event, the NBC show.
Show him. Yeah. Okay, so y'all have seen the artwork now. You got this planet coming through a vortex. That's my artwork.
You should actually hit so they can see the depth. Like, you put that on there, they should see here.
You know what? I'll let you do it because you're better at the camera than I am. But check this out.
But you can see, look at that. From this angle, it's even better because you can see the depth of the spirals. But you can also see the size of this metal globe that you got to represent.
Right. Check this out. I just want y'all to see this because it's so crazy. Look at this piece of art. This was my art before I got saved. So look, it even has these cutouts. See the light coming? Look at the light. See the light coming through it? Look at this. Is that just a cool piece of art? Well, check it out. Okay, look at that right there. Now, I'm going to go back over here to Chris, and we're going to go zoom. And now, Chris is going to show you. Okay, here we go. This
event. Right, yeah. So the NBC had a TV show last year called The Event. And the whole story is pretty amazing. If you guys go wiki it, because it's about aliens, having sex with humans, DNA, genetic manipulation, hybrids,
and taking over our planet,
and aliens occupying and taking over, depopulation of the human race, and popularization of their hybrids and their race.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's what the whole premise is about.
Yeah.
All right.
So here we go. So check this out. So look at this. Somebody tell me what they think the odds are on all these circumstances I just told you. Wow, does that look like...
Yeah, let's go back. I want to go back.
Yeah, okay, he's going to go back.
What did that look like?
Right.
I'm sorry, Mr. President. Sorry about what? It's too late.
I'm turning it up. Okay, check this out, folks. You know, there'll be signs in the sun, the moon, and the stars. The very powers of heaven will be shaken. You know, I mean, all these things. Look at the vortex. Look at what it is. It's a blue spiral. Okay, check this out. This is crazy, you guys. I'm freaking out. I am. I can't believe. The all-seeing eye is a planet. And it represents an alien race. That's who they are. Mystery solved. Dude, I'm freaking. Check this out.
Look at the colors.
Yeah, the colors look a lot like a piece of artwork I have. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Check that out. Does that look familiar? Why was I doing that art before I got saved? Like, what? I even asked myself, why am I doing all this artwork? What is the deal? Look, 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 look. Oh, jeepers, what does that look like? Look at that. Wow. So another planet just came through a vortex. Wow. Okay, check this out. Here we go. Click on this. Let's click on this. Chris, I'll let you do this because your camera works so much better. Okay, wait. Here we go. Okay, look at this, guys. I'm going to pause it right here. Okay, check it out. There's the all-seeing eye. It's a planet coming through a vortex. Now, I think it's this metal thing in front of the, you know, the Vatican and these other places. But watch this, guys. Now this makes sense. Look at this. This is ground zero. Look at this. They all went into ground zero. Look, they all made an eye around this circle. They made the all-seeing eye. That would make sense. Another race of beings. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my gosh, guys. Anyway, so that's the big. And look, there's Obama going in. There's Obama going in the pyramid. You know, and guys, this is all just wild stuff. I mean, okay, listen. I want to tell some people. Look, guys. Listen, man, if you don't like what I'm doing, that's cool. But I want to tell you guys, Tom T. Gamble, you know what? Dude, what are you, crazy? Don't go around calling people a false prophet. You shouldn't do that, because if you're wrong, you're committing an unforgivable sin. It's okay to hate me and do all that. That's cool. But if you start throwing those kind of rocks, you'll be judged by those words, man. You know, so I'm encouraging anyone that thinks I'm a freak or hates me, that's cool. But, you know, don't start shutting the door on yourself and not leaving yourself an opportunity to find Jesus Christ. Because if you start, you know, down a certain path, you're going to shut the door on yourself. Anyway, enough about that. Guys, what do you think? I mean, what do you think? Let's look at it one more time. Okay, and don't forget the words. Okay, metal. So watch this. I want to just go over these things real quick. Watch. Here is part 7. Look, I'm tracing around one of the bills. Look. And then I connect the vertices. And then I turn it upside down. And look what you got. You got the Church of Satan. There the 2 horns are of the Mendes goat. The face goes in the middle. The ears. And the goatee. You know, the mouth of the goat. Now let's keep going. So that's why our buildings are getting bombed. Oh, wait. Hang on, Chris. Sorry. 10:48. Okay, play. There we go. Okay, so you got the Church of Satan on the U.S. currency. And here you go. You're going to have a planet. There it is. Golly, sorry guys. I keep hitting pause, but it's not doing it. Hang on. I'm not used to this mouse. So. Here we go. Okay, there it is. Look, that, guys, is not an eye. Look at every concentric ring coming around the whole thing. All the way out to the very corners. Look at that. No. I don't know. There's too many coincidences. You can't be praying and saying, God, you know, Father, would you tell me, is this thing an eye or is it a planet? or is it one of those metal things? And then see metallurgical engineering, cybernetic. What was it? Cybernetic, artificial intelligent. And then in front of Chris going, Lord, what's the deal? Stupefy. I've seen the word stupefy like, I don't know how many times in the past couple weeks. Like everywhere I look, I see the word stupefy. I'm like, what the hell is going on, man? That's weird. And so then I see horrify and then event. And the event shows a planet matching my artwork. Okay, I don't know. You know, I'm just going to let you decide. And so I don't know what to say except I just wanted to share this with you guys because it's amazing. I mean, I'm literally freaking out because it's so amazing. And Chris is going to let you take one more look at the interplanetary connection. You know, here, maybe you got me. I'm going to like act it out, you know. I mean, I don't know, right? I mean, yeah, whatever. But, you know, I mean, that's pretty wild, don't you think?
Yeah, that's awesome.
It just fascinates me anyway. Let's do the lights off because it's even cooler. Now watch this. Now I'll get this blue light. We're going to do like just a little fun stuff. Okay, here it comes. There's your planet. Look, I even grinded the piece of metal. Come on. Come on, guys. I mean, seriously. Whatever. I mean, that's just insane. I'm just having trouble believing that actually happened. You know, it's just one of those little things. Kind of change your day a little bit. Anyway, so, you know, it kind of got me a little excited there for, you know, I don't know. So, I know, everyone's like, oh, whatever. Yeah, I'm a little pumped up. I mean, what do you think the odds are of all that? So anyway, guys, all hell's about to break loose. And you know what? You know what the Bible says? It says the very powers of heaven will be shaken. But here's the deal, guys. When it goes down, when whatever happens, if you have your peace made with God through the cross of Jesus Christ, you don't have anything to worry about. If you haven't made peace, you're in deep trouble. Because something's about to happen, guys. And, you know, I don't know whether or not a planet's going to come burning through. But you know what? I mean, look at this interesting set of coincidences and anomalies and words, you know, just opening up a random book while you're praying to, you know, God, saying, hey, Father, you know. And when I say Father, I'm talking to Yahweh, you know, God the Father. The God of the, you know, Father of the Old Testament, you know, Jesus Christ, my Redeemer, the Holy Spirit, so we're clear on who God is. So anyway, but yeah, isn't that amazing stuff? So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. I've been freaking out all day. Oh, by the way, awesome person set up a website. It's jonathankleck.com. Man, he put the story on there. This guy did such an awesome website, man, guys. You can go to YouTube, but start going to the website. There's even more stuff. This guy did an incredible job. It's Jonathan, JonathanKleck.com. Go check it out. And he put together an awesome site. And I mean, he did it. He got saved just recently, and he just went just wild with it. Anyway, that's my beat. I'm out of time, guys. I love you guys. Thanks, man. That was fun.